If anybody said he is subsidizing anything, he is a fraud. So all these people talking about subsidy, who is subsidizing? But there is so much fraud, as I said, and indiscipline and corruption that I don't talk about it. But the day I have to talk about it, I will ask the petroleum economists to come and tell me who is subsidizing Nigerians, Nigerian oil. Whose oil is it? We had 4 refineries with a capacity of 480,000 barrels a day. Let's see if they are equal. Because of corruption, they have virtually allowed those refineries, to become so inefficient that I don't think they produce half their capacity. Now, instead of taking the balance of what to be refined outside, to be refined outside, as we used to, when there's a turnaround maintenance when I was in the training, hardly Nigerians know. Because we negotiate with oil companies, we say, okay, Nigeria is using, say, 200,000 barrels a day. Take 200,000 barrels a day. You refine it, you bring the refined product to us. You sell the rest of things we don't need. And then you call the subsidy. Is Nigeria good? We ask them to take a commission for what they have refined. But when our refineries, we built 3 more refineries. It used to be one in Port Harcourt. We built another one in Port Harcourt, 150,000. It was over 250,000. Wari 100,000. Kaduna 100,000. And we asked, that's supposed to be adequate. Now, even if you are taking 250,000 barrels to be refined outside, all you have to do is to pay the fee for this refining, and you bring your own oil and sell it. And people say they are subsidizing. Who are they subsidizing? I don't understand it, and I need the petroleum economists who will explain to me this question of subsidy. It's sheer fraud and corruption.
Bear with me. From Zoom painting. Right, let me know if it's better. Still working on it. Let's see. Right. Yeah, I think it's good now, isn't it? Let's check. Right, let me know if it's better. I'm still working on it. Yeah, I think it's better. Very sorry. I am very sorry that I'm sorry. So we will start again. You listen to that. You heard him, Buhari. So to start with, right? If you read the caption of the broadcast, you can make your own contribution accordingly, okay? So please still share the video, invite your friends, bring everyone that needs to be here, and then let them know Maiyegun is back. So thank you very much, Olayomi Koiki, and my dear brother from Germany who called in earlier. Thank you for bringing that up early enough. I would have just been like, So you read the caption of the broadcast, make your own contribution accordingly, share the video, invite your friends, invite everyone that needs to be here, like I said, and let us take it up one by one. Welcome to Sunday Sermon on Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Today, 6th of September, 2020. So, thank you. I know they can't get me. Some of you thought, I've read some comments. They're like, Maiyegun, they don't get Maiyegun. It is a difficult one, so it's called technical. I mean, a technical glitch or so. So it's a glitch, and we fixed that. I'm glad we are back. Thank you. So, what you call love, for some of you who are supporters of PDP, APC, I know one thing, right? That Nigerians generally, right? Nigerians, we have what is called a Stockholm syndrome or selective amnesia, which is deliberate. So we cherry pick. I have analyzed on this type of topics many times, but I'm going to harmonize them today so that maybe you can find a closure towards what the 2015 election was really to you. Was the 2015 election same way it is to you now to the criminals who led the revolution that indeed destroy Goodluck Jonathan's government? Because some of you chose, it is deliberate, you chose to be selective in this. We are now discussing and deliberating, should we protest? Should you protest? Should your leaders stand up and face the same government and monster they created? You listen to that punk there, you listen to that lifeless mannequin there. That was him before the power. Now, he was talking about subsidy. And if someone like me comes on and say, listen, guys, I have an evidence, I have a fact to say Buhari is a scam. Buhari is a fraudster. I am not making it up. He himself confirmed it. He was condemning a subsidy. He was talking about how oil is, extracted, transported, refined, and deal is made with marketers and all of that. They can keep the rest and just give us what we need, blah, 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 blah. That was him, the textbook definition of a fraudster that he was. But good enough, he was not alone. He couldn't do it. He couldn't make himself president. It was the arrogant and greedy, selfish interest of most of your political leaders in PDP that made Buhari the president, including Goodluck Jonathan. Today, I have read somewhere, I've read in many places where many of you are already saying Abacha time is even better than Buhari's time. Now, so you be. You compare the same Abacha to Goodluck Jonathan, and eventually, the criminal leaders of PDP, starting with Atifku, to Saraki, to Kwakwanso, to the rest of them, who took advantage of your disagreement with the government of Goodluck Jonathan at the time. That's what happened. They were leeches. They were scammers. But the real terrorist, Buhari, for 12 years, 12 solid years, he tried to be president so that he could do what he's now doing to you for 12 solid years. 3 times. He couldn't. He has no such power. He had no such power. It was irrelevant until the other criminals in PDP teamed up with him because of their own personal ambition, their personal interest, and using your own emotional wreckage as a leverage. What was your emotional wreckage? No job, no security, no food, no this, no that, too much corruption, this and that. While the corrupt criminals who are behind all of that maladies they now offer themselves as those who will now team up with another jihadist from the Sahel, led by Buhari, to make him president. It is as simple and pure as that. And if you don't believe me, okay, listen to Atiku himself, so that he won't be like, oh yeah, you said that. Where's your evidence? This is my evidence.
APC, change. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you. We will change, Jonathan. Don't worry. the man who is going to change Jonathan here? The chairman.
Did you see that? Or are you going to pretend that you didn't hear it? You didn't hear him? Yeah, that was Atiku. Atiku did not just say that in 2015. They ensured that their own minions, their own people, they have, they control everything anyway. All these guys, all their children, all their relatives, they put in government, they put in different government, public office and all of that they do in Nigeria. All this, impunity and this nepotism they do, replacing themselves and all of that. They ensured, not just saying it, not just rallying their now today supporter all over the country, millions of them. He didn't just tell them that they will make sure Buhari remove Jonathan. Yes, they didn't just say that. He funded it on record. Atiku himself confirmed that he spent over 6 billion to mobilize the governors from the northern states, to mobilize every other group across the country and ensure that the victory of Boko Haram was ensured, or assured rather. And it came to pass. And immediately after the election, Atiku left Nigeria. When Boko Haram refused to appoint minister, refused to call them to meeting, refused to do whatever they thought he was going to do for them, he left Nigeria to Dubai. He never returned again. All the news about Boko Haram taking over his business in Nigerian Port Authority, whatever, he stayed back in Dubai. When he came to 2018, he returned back to Nigeria. That time, he decided to return to PDP because Jonathan was no longer a threat. But what they didn't tell you is this. He didn't just spend 6 billion, gave Boko Haram his aircraft to fly about and lie to you. They flew about with him too, telling you that it was going to bring you change. Now, Jonathan, that was the president, incumbent at the time, they left your PDP to install a tyrant, a terrorist. They funded him to make him the president simply because Jonathan will not let them stop him from running for second term. That is what happened. Stop blaming people who are also victims of the shenanigans of the rotten, rigged system in Nigeria. You are a victim. You just don't know yet. If you are those who claim, we prefer Jonathan than this person, but you are alive, you were alive. You didn't stone Atiku. You didn't stone Saraki. You didn't stone Kwakwanso. You didn't stone Dino Comedian Melaye. You didn't stone all these actors. You eulogized them. What only pained you in all of this enslavement seems to be the fact that they left your PDP. That they went and create the monster that is going to swallow all of you soon, did not really, that doesn't bother you much because they are now back to you. But what is their relevance? What is your defense? Here you are. They cannot stand up to face the monster they created. The monster they spent billions to create. They cannot face him. They are now telling you that it's your choice, so go and it's your problem. And that is exactly what happened to you. Now today, the same monster has increased the fuel. But I love this video. I just want to listen to it.
Whether they remove the subsidy or not, we will still be in problem. If they remove subsidy, they will share the money. They have already shared it before collecting it. They say over 400 billion will go to Jonathan's government. Over 400 billion will go to state government. Over 200 billion will go to local government. They have already spent the money before they earn it. They are just fooling Colade to come and supervise an empty collection.
No force on earth can stop this revolution. The fact that I am here today with my children, with all these wonderful Nigerians, send the message to Abuja and wherever they are, that the struggles for which we have been planning and working all these years have now taken off.
Governor of the Central Bank, Sanusi, came to Lagos and said, if you don't remove fuel subsidy, Nigeria will collapse. This country is not going to collapse. Those who are going to collapse are those who are cheating the Nigerian people. When my father was fighting, I was 13 years old. I am 50 in 6 months. My son is 16. We still have no electricity. We still have no health care. People are poor. People are dying because of 10,000 naira in this country. And people are stealing the greatest Nigerian.
For several hours, the speeches went on.
Democracy is government of the people, for the people, by the people. Who are the people of Nigeria? If we have democracy, you must listen to the voice of the people.
The government of our country has decided to impoverish us. We have decided to say no.
Let me stop that there. It's a 2012 Ojota protest. You see, the problem is this. Let me speak to you directly. Because the commonly asked question is, what role did you play in 2015 election? Unfortunately, I didn't play other role than to let you know that electing Buhari and the team of thieves like, Atifku, Saraki, Kwakwanso, Amechi, Tifnumbu, and the rest of them like that, including all the Southwest governors who were, ACN at the time. I was very, very, very vocal. For those who know, that was the role I played. I couldn't vote. I wasn't in Nigeria. And good enough, I don't have any regret over that. But however, your choice, let me be very clear with you on this. Nobody, any sensible person shouldn't condemn you for whatever political choice you made. In 2015, the limited option and with the limited information at our disposal at the time proved that a Buhari's government, an APC government, is going to be a calamity that will bring about what we are now witnessing today. I have my hundreds of my videos on social media, hundreds of my posts on social media to give you that background. But that is just a tiny rule to what those who are indeed well-determined, knows better, but for their own personal greed and selfishness, they didn't just support creation of APC. The drama that surrounded the creation of APC made the political party they wanted to start as a revenge political party, not any developmental political party. It was obvious. Their utterances, the lies, the deceit, they were so obvious that even the warning bell is tagged, at everything they told you. But there are those who indeed sponsored and paid money. They didn't just talk about it. They spent money. They recruited people. They paid them to make sure that APC, Buhari, became your president. And they have names. That is where some of you always love to stand aside and say, but what about? There is no what about. There are those of us who will always speak up and expose things. We will always take position. But there are those who are actually there, your leaders, PDP, APC. They stole your money and ensured that INEC rigged your Buhari in. They ensured that many of you young people were recruited as volunteers, as those who were social media handlers for them, spreading lies, creating, creating El Dorado for your peers on social media. They paid people for that. All of that culminated and resulted to a Buhari. You cannot share that. And I'm saying this with all sense of clarity. There is nothing wrong in you if you fell for either PDP or APC in 2015, or if you voted for PDP or you voted for APC. It is your civil right. It is actually your civil inalienable right. It is yours. You can use it as you want. But when your choice comes back to haunt you or haunt the rest of you, you have no choice but to protect yourself. Your choice has boomeranged. And when that happened, you don't share the blame. What about you? Why don't you come back home and vote? How does that change the fact that your leader spent billions to make Buhari the president? And it will take you another trillion possibly to get rid of him. And they themselves are now running and hiding. How can you feel comfortable that the criminals who colluded, who worked together with stolen money and decided to bring in a jihadist criminal to power, only for them to turn around and say, well, are you not the one who supported him? Are you like, who do you support in 2015? How does that make any sense to you? Maybe not. And I keep saying this too. You need to know this. There is no difference between the Liejiriyans, and the articulated morons and articulators. There is no difference. The only kind of difference is that they are not the ones in power. If they were in power, trust me, and that's where I fear for many of you who don't understand the gimmick, the lies of one Nigeria. It is just going to be a rat race. You know why? The criminals in PDP, they will never support the breakup of Nigeria. You see, the criminal supporters they have too, the gullible ones who ask stupid questions on social media as well, like the Liejiriyans and the Liejiriyans, they will support the decision of their leaders. If you stand up, if their PDP come to power, and you raise any flag anywhere for any independent country, their soldiers for PDP will shoot and kill you. Their supporters will back them up. The same way the jihadi, criminal, terrorist, Buhari government is doing, killing you, using the soldiers to kill you. And Buhari and the Liejiriyans, the Buhari Donatus and the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Unne Kaharis, the Ungoziaris, the Unamdiaris, they will justify it. The obedient fools, the humble slaves, and the sophisticated morons, they will justify it. So it's just the same thing. That is why you should never be caught up in their trap. They are not different, so to say. They will defend the criminals who spent billions to make Buhari their nemesis today. They will defend them because those ones says, well, we are no longer with him. We are with you now, but we cannot fight him. If you want us to fight, you should go and fight him. And whenever you defeat him, we will come back and lead you. So when you defeat Buhari, you will call on Atiku to come back from Dubai to come and be your president, won't you? That is the crossroad. Nigeria is so terrible, is in a terrible, terrible place right now. Very terrible that you should be worried. And what you call love is not actually love. It is the fear they have planted in you that if you dare go against either of these, you will have yourself to blame. There will be nobody to protect you. But are they even protecting you? As APC member, are you safe? As PDP member, are you safe? As people who support them, do you feel safe? Security-wise? Economic-wise? In your health care, are you safe? Have you asked yourselves? Those who come after you don't even ask if you are PDP or APC. But are you safe? It is the fear you call love. I love them. If I say my mind now, they will arrest me. If I say my mind now, I will lose favor. If I say my mind now, these people will say, you know what I mean? Fear. You live in that fear. They feed on that fear. And here we are. The escapism of asking stupid questions on social media. What about you? Did Sowore not write about Jonathan? It wasn't just Sowore that wrote about Jonathan. All media houses were writing against Jonathan. They were writing what was happening at the time. But yeah, you can choose to underrate those. But they were victims too. Same way you have victims of Buhari's lunatic regime today. There are victims today. There were victims of yesterday. But do you care? No, because you have not become one yet. You are yet to be a victim. Unfortunately, millions of you are victims every day. They rob you, steal from you, kidnap you, terrorize you, even kill you. And they walk away doing all of that with nobody asking. Boko Haram locked southern border. Listen to this. We have those in Yoruba land who are business, cross-border businessmen and women. They are those who deal across the West African region because of our own proximity to these regions, these countries. There are Yorubas. There are many, many other Nigerians who actually trade through this southern. It's so amazing. It is one of the wealth creation for Yoruba land that we have that border. But today, your politicians they seal their lips. They are borrowing money because they have no money. Businesses are dying in Yoruba land because they have no sense. Now, here we are. Boko Haram shut the southern border for nearly a year now. There is no anything they are doing. There is nothing they are doing to say, oh, we are working to protect the border. Oh, we are building this to make sure that we stop small. They are not doing anything. It is primarily economical. It is called economic war. That does not recognize you as a PDP or APC, Jonathan or Boko Haram supporter. It affects you directly. It targets your core existence, which is your economic power. And anything that threatens your economic power should give you concern if you ever have one. They shut the border to stop smuggling. Many Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo and the Liejiriyans, they were jubilating because they had no clue of the economic consequence of that action. But they were celebrating it anyway. To them, it will help our farmers in Nigeria to grow food and make money. Now, what they didn't tell them was, while they were shutting the border in the south, the northern border is opened, right? They don't even have border there. It's just like you walking from Alagbole to Amukoko, or you walking from Ajegunle to Oku, wherever. There's no border. So it is so porous that even terrorists are just strolling in. They will stroll to Nigeria, kill as many people as they want, stroll back out at ease. And if you don't believe me, even smugglers are using Okada to smuggle rice into that same Nigeria because the rice no dey Kano again. They lied to you. While they shut the border, they opened the border for terrorists to come in and destroy your farms, destroy everything you are growing, unchallenged. And here we are. They say rice don't become 30,000 naira per bag. Is that not your local rice? Shouldn't that be your local rice? Should your local rice be 30,000 naira? After they decided to shut your border, many of your breadwinners in Yoruba land, they are suffering in silence, and you know it. But some of you don't have responsibility. And what does it's more or less like nothing concerns you, but it will soon concern you. Don't worry. This is one of those borders that you should see. You see, police cannot catch them, police cannot touch them. They do that every day. Now, that is not helping. You know what I mean now? So they just told themselves that, oh, we're going to allow 4 companies to import grains to Nigeria because they cannot even find maize in the north anymore. You see all these Boko Haram killings, all these Fulani herdsmen destroying farms, these terrorists everywhere. They have run people out of their farms. Thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of acres of land or farmlands have been destroyed, ruined by these terrorists in the last 5 years. Now the hunger has grown. And this is just a warm-up. It is a warm-up. And you ask yourself, listen, shouldn't the people who made him their president be bold enough to say, you know what, if we don't stop this guy, This guy will destroy this country. Now, what country are they going to rule over? By the time Boko Haram finishes Nigeria, that is where the common sense should come in. And it is not a rivalry issue. It's not a competition. And I'm so happy that Sowore is leading a very good fight right now with the members of a coalition for revolution. You guys are doing wonderfully well. You know what you're doing? By the time Boko Haram engineered everyone, by the time Boko Haram revolutionized everyone, because it is his own policies that will ginger people to eventually ask for the end. See, this is not going to be about PDP, APC anymore when that time comes, okay? Boko Haram will make the job so easy that if the thing is now becoming so serious, the likes of Atiku, Saraki, and the rest of them, they will not have any opportunity of hijacking it and return you back to what you are rejecting now. That is why you should support Sowore. You want Biafra, support Sowore. You want to do a republic, support Sowore revolution. Forget about this presidency. I don't know why that is getting into your head all the time. Sowore want to be president. Forget presidency. He is not talking about being president anymore. There won't be any country to be president over by the time Boko Haram is finished with all of you. Support him in the sense that you will build a formidable, genuine, people-led revolution against the system so that you see all these criminals who are now hibernating right now, hiding in their different wives, under their different wives' wrapper, dropping once in a while, interview just to make themselves look relevant and think that they are gullible idiots. Listening to them will feed on that only. One day the thing will get to head. Don't worry about all those, don't worry about those who are more or less like reacting to what I've been saying, because you know where they are from. They are either PDP or APC or one of those obedient fools or sophisticated morons or the humble slaves. So don't get moved by that. It is a simple question. Atiku want to be the president. President over which country? Over Nigeria. The one that Boko Haram is about to burn down or is already burning down. If they care, should you even be debating it? Aisha Buhari, the wife of the president. You see, when you lead a revolution that is people powered, you see all these gangsters, all these criminals, they will not come later and start throwing themselves around as elder statesmen, trying to say that we are now trying to make peace. We just want to do this. No. You have to take your stand. Everyone will not believe you. But trust me, many of us believe in you. You should continue. The organizers of a call. You want to break up Nigeria? You need to destroy this Boko Haram's terrorist regime before they destroy you. Because they see you asking to peacefully move away as terrorists. And they see those who are forcefully, violently killing people to take over their land as heroes. That is just the simple message. And any sane person will know that a country on that path will never last. So does Atiku care about your Nigeria? Probably not. Fantastically not. I would say that. If he cares, he will know that this road that APC, Boko Haram are treading, there will be no Nigeria in 2023. Then you ask, which country you won't be president over? But with Sowore, when the Bedu enter body, you see the Sowore want to be president, all that thing, they are just like your own way of excusing yourself from the reality. The reality is, Sowore himself knows that there will be no country to be president over. If all of you continue to point fingers, by then, maybe una prayer go don't answer, we just turn to Somalia. You know, Somalia no get government. Everybody is his own government. Well, maybe that's all you have. But that is not something that is so good. You want to break up, protect the people, protect your heritage, your culture, then you have to resist and destroy the system that is against it. It is not Boko Haram that is against Biafra. It is Nigeria that is against Biafra. You should understand that very well. Oduduwa Republic. It is not Sowore that is against Oduduwa Republic. It is Nigeria that is against Oduduwa Republic. And when I say Nigeria, I'm talking about the criminal enterprise, the establishment, the names you know. They are the beneficiaries of one Nigeria, and they will do anything Ask our Biafran brothers, IPOB members. They will tell you who are those who organized the Operation Python dance to come and kill IPOB members in the East. Who are those? The Eastern governors, the Eastern politicians. No hidden secret about it. You know why? Existential, what do you call the existence of IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu as their leader in the eastern part of Nigeria is a big threat to their way of life. I'm talking about their politicians now. So they resisted. It is not a Yoruba man that is against Biafra. It is not an Hausa man that is against Biafra. It is not even an Igbo man that is against Biafra. Let's be clear. It is the system. The moment they pledge one Nigeria, it doesn't matter where they come from. If you come to say, let's break that, you are playing with the snake tail. And that is why you need to destroy the system that make it a criminal offense to ask to part ways or to leave a country or divide yourself and leave. The system that made that a crime is the system you have to destroy first before you can then begin to process and continue the process of breaking up. That is what my own small intelligence tells me. My own small wisdom, understanding what it is to have human beings in charge of decision making, not animals, terrorists. If Boko Haram leave power tomorrow, let me tell you this, an Igbo man becomes the president of Nigeria. Let me tell you this, he will kill you if you fly any flag of a Biafra anywhere. You know why? It is not him. It is the system. And you need to destroy that system that make it a terrorist or a crime to peacefully ask to leave a country. That is where I am always very much with Shure. But if you want to continue pointing your fingers, continue. But we know why, for so many of you, 2015 election, even Goodluck Ebere Jolantan has moved on. He's moved on because he understands the establishment. Why should you hate Shure? Why? And since you have been pushing that, have you managed to convince those who told you that Buhari was right too? The same people you are defending today. Those who told you Buhari was right in 2015. Have you, out of your own ingenuity, showed the injustice of how they rigged Jonathan out? Show it, since they have also done worse than what they condemned Jonathan of. Why are you still pointing fingers when they are killing you? They arrested him. That didn't change the price of Gary. That didn't complete any refinery. Now they've jacked it up again. They will do it again before December. Trust me. You are going to buy the fuel, a liter of fuel for 200 naira before December. It is what it is. And the criminals who made this happen, some of them came out boldly to confess that I regret that I supported him. I thought he was going to be a great person. He was going to change. But they left the part that says they actually ganged up. They were okay where they were. They were called leaders in PDP too, right? But because many of them wanted to be president and they believed they could use their own influence, northern voting influence, whatever that was, to sabotage the government that made them prominent, the party that made them prominent because of one man. They forget to, they leave that all the time. They kept saying, we thought we made the wrong decision. That's why we came back in 2019 to come and fight. But, they rigged us out. That's why we are back to our base. When in 2023, we will come back again and see what we can do. What the hell is that? But fine. You will always do what you will do. Listen, you will do what you will do. But what we don't want you to always do is that to always ram that your wounded heart. We know some of you are wounded. Some of you are just the mob. Some of you love the pity party. Yes, all these characters, they have names. The people who brought your Boko Haram in, and they have their roles they played. He said it. He said, we will change Jonathan. I didn't say that. We will change Jonathan. Yeah, it's the man that will change Jonathan.
APC, change. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you. We will change Jonathan, don't worry. Seize the man who is going to change Jonathan here.
They woke the ghost. So do not deny that. Okay? No matter how you think, how you think you feel, do not deny that. And that is when you should question what you feel. The conspiracy that brought Buhari to power, the propaganda of it is just for you to legitimize it. The real game they played, you know what happened at the end of the day. So if people are asking them to come out and face the monster too, the monster is not even like really killing them yet. But I was quickly dropped by Aisha. You remember when Aisha said she went to Dubai because of neck pain? Every time they insult you, but many of you don't really see it that way. You see, when politicians mock you, when they speak back or speak about everything that is wrong in the country, when they are actually those in charge of that country, then it is more or less like like direct insult to you. They do that all the time. They mock you. There was a time she came out and told us that there was no syringe or paracetamol in Aso Rock Clinic. People hailed that. Like, how is that possible? You spend about 3 billion every year on Aso Rock Clinic. How is that possible that they can't find? What's that? Wow, this woman must be so honest. We didn't know that she was a scam too. Part of it. Then they said she on emergency she went to Dubai. You remember when they opened the airports for just a day? It was just for her to travel and for Mama Daura to also travel. So she traveled to Dubai. And they said she traveled to Dubai because of neck pain. Wow, neck pain. Something that Umaru, the neck straightener for Maraba in Abuja, the one that Umaru just owed, kaka. And first lady will go back into her car and go back to her husband. They had to fly her to Dubai, but it was a lie. She went to Dubai to do shopping. Shopping for our beautiful Anna. You know? Anna. Anna is a UK Polytechnic trained photographer, and she loves taking pictures. So that's her hobby, and that's her job. And another thing is that she's the president's daughter. Amazing. A good CV. While the rest of you are battling with subsidy or no subsidy, Aisha was busy. And you were praying it too. May God bring our first lady. You know, some of you love praying a lot. Yeah, you do. May God bring our first lady back from these enemies who wants to do this to her, blah, blah, blah. There is no enemy who wants to do anything to them. You are just, they've done lots of number on you, honestly. Many of you. There is no enemy for them. They are their own enemy. There is no devil anywhere. They are the devil. If you close your eyes and then you see any devil, any vision about devil, you are seeing your politicians. If you look very well, you will see their faces. They look like them. They are the devil. There is no devil anywhere, right? She traveled to Dubai to do shopping for her daughter's wedding. And there is a lockdown. There's coronavirus, blah, blah, blah. Now, well, fine. The young lady will need to marry. So we managed to get a bit of a clip from the Aso Rock, small party for the daughter of the missus. Because when she came back to Nigeria, the first thing she said was, "Thank you so much, Nigerians, for praying for me. I am so grateful to all of you. I went for medical this and that, just to check my health. In fact, Nigeria need to do something about health care. We need to build hospitals. We need to make sure that our people stop going abroad for medical care." I was like, what the fuck, Aisha? What are you saying? What are you talking about? Aisha, are you serious? You've never used Nigerian hospital ever in your, since you married Buhari and he took you to London. And that was where, you know, every time you have your kids, you have to go to London. And then your children have to be trained in London. London doctors, they were treating your, they had those treating your children. UK doctor has been, they've been the one taking care of your family, including your husband, even though in Daura, they made them believe that he's a very, very wretched, poor man. And they sold that same similar lie to many other gullible idiots across the country. And this is the reality. Are you telling us that, wow, you have never thought about telling your husband to at least fix the national hospital? That's where many of them go to, don't they? Unfortunately, she didn't go to buy it for any medical whatever. You just wasted your prayers on nothing. She went there to shop for her daughter's wedding. Even if you are dying of COVID and you call it malaria or hunger, no wahala, she's fine. And we managed to see the glorious ceremony last night. Just have a glimpse as well. Congratulations, Anna. But Nigerians are so kind of, you are a case, because I've seen many of you already saying that may our marriage be as glorious, as prosperous as as a father has ruled Nigeria. You know what I mean? But it's laced. To many Buharians, Nigeria is making progress. So yeah, may our marriage make enough and good progress for the better of them. So yeah, that's just that. The reason why we just need to do this morning is this. When the Malians, when they were tired, it doesn't mean that they found the solution, like, we found the solution. But when they were tired, they were able to stand up to that small tyrant in their country. But something happened. The military, which is part of the establishment that at first was killing them, the same military had to come in and hijack the struggle and claim power. And that is one thing that you should never let happen. They are tricky. By the time the country comes to a grinding halt, right? These criminals, they are friends with their military soldiers and the rest of them, right? So that is why, to end this malady, to stop this madness, you need to know that you, as a person, you are not safe. You are not safe in a country that they made unsafe. And until you end that system, until you bring it to its knee, there will be nobody coming back from abroad to help you do that. You know why? Because many of us, many millions of us, don't even feel what you are facing. We have our own life we're living. We have our families there as well who are also experiencing the same thing you are experiencing. We send the message to them, same way we send it to you, that you are there. And as long as you don't have anywhere else to go, many of you have accepted your faith, like, oh yeah, that's our faith. Yeah, only God will save us. But I'm happy that many are not also accepting their faith. Once you know that something is not right, which is not, it is your own duty to change it to what works for you, not adapt to it and wait for one supreme being to come from nowhere and just save you. And let me tell you this, the death of your oppressor does not give you any freedom, okay? Because after the death of an oppressor, there is always a successor. And for every successor is always a new oppressor. And that is where you should begin to now question what you have been told and what you believe, especially about Nigeria. Nigeria is a fake contraption put together haphazardly by criminals of the hood to thinking like an experiment that they want to test how it will last. Don't bring people who don't speak the same language, who don't have anything in common, and bring them from far and wide and match them in the name of one country and expect things to work perfectly well just like that. It doesn't work like that, okay? Now, they have made sure that they have maintained and sustained this rigged system. And if you want the best for yourselves, if you want something different, not something you are adapting to, you will begin to ask for the end of this. I am happy that we have clear-cut campaigners. We have clear campaigners for the breakup. I am for breakup. I am for peaceful breakup. But there's something they say that, you know, if breaking up peacefully is impossible, breaking up violently is inevitable, meaning it's unavoidable. So, in that regard, it is spreading that people want to break up. Let them break up if they want to. But there is also a process before you get to that stage of, yeah, let's break it up. Except if you have your own catcher of arms stored somewhere, which I have no clue about. Showore's revolution, not just Showore's revolution, the core revolution that is going on in Nigeria now, that if it cut across all these groups, what you are creating is an opportunity to be able to sit for the first time and discuss what really affects you. Many of those things that affect you, that prompt you to say, we want to break up. Oh, we want Nigeria to end. They are numerous. They are many. But if you don't create an avenue to be able to sit down and have a chat and conversation around it, my brothers and sisters, it will remain a long time or pipe dream. I'm not saying it's not good to dream. It's always been a dream all this while to get to the stage whereby we will see the end of this fake contraption. Sincerely speaking, we want to see it, but we don't want to see the blood or always see the blood of our, of our young and old spilled every now and then by the same armed criminals. Not even like they've declared the war yet, but policemen shooting armless protesters, armless, people who are standing up for one or two things in a democracy. We are tired of seeing that. I don't know about you. Now, if you don't create that avenue, are you with me? I'm not asking you to even go for election because I won't even advise you anymore. Don't. But if you don't create an avenue whereby you can have that chat with your Yoruba brothers, sisters, with your Hausa, the Northerners, and everybody will still have to come together and discuss the pattern of how you want to break it. But with the establishment they have in Nigeria now, there is no room for that. Now, for those of you who even support one Nigeria, I keep asking you this question. Are you comfortable with the Nigeria they have given to you? So that we don't just make this the conversation around those who wants to break up and break up and break up. Even those of you who want Nigeria to be great or good. Is this how your Nigeria will be great and good? Where thieves that you are now accustomed to can switch and swap between parties just to achieve their whatever aimless, greedy ambitions, only to come back to burn you. Is this the Nigeria, one Nigeria you want? I keep asking you that. Instead of blaming people, Showore, who is not advocating for breakup of Nigeria, he said if Nigeria should break up, if the breaking up of Nigeria will be the solution to peace and progress of everyone, he will support it. What else do you want him to say? You cannot even say, oh, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that in Nigeria of today, except those criminals says yes, except you belong to those caucuses and all of that criminal cultist gangs of theirs. You cannot become anything. So would I want to be president? Would I want to be this? This I want to be that. You should go and be this and that. You cannot be anything except they say yes. That is how rigged the system is. So Showore himself is not even looking forward to election. He is telling you that if nothing is done now, there will be no Nigeria. And it is not because he is planning to do anything other than Boko Haram will ensure that there will be no Nigeria by 2023. So which country are those criminal PDP coming to rescue or save? Who is going to rule over that country? What do you think the state of your mind, your heart about that country will be in another 2 years? How do you think you are going to respond to recovery after the trauma of Boko Haram? You have 3 more years, 3 more years. Whatever works for you. I will say this. Don't just say PDP and APC are the same. Don't just say that. The core problem you are facing now, if you are smart enough, you will realize that you also contributed too. Because if you supported Boko Haram, or you are supporting any of these PDP criminals, for whatever they are doing in their own state, everywhere they rule as well, you are an enabler. And an enabler is as guilty as those who are committing this crime. You cannot excuse them. You cannot defend them. Stop attacking people who are telling you that, listen, whether you care or you don't care, you are all in the mess together. It's so unfortunate that it's so easy now for us to see images, videos, and all of that of the brutality they unleash on people. Trust me, some of us don't find those things easy to watch. But how do you stop that? End this criminal government, end the criminal establishment, or else it will kill you. It is just what it is. Good morning.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í.